Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. On today's show, we're going to be talking about, take it away, James.
How to get more out of Outlook, how to be more productive.
So James, both of us have a lot of clients that use Microsoft Outlook for their email client, and yeah, we do ourselves. What are some things you can do to better use it?
You know what, I think the main thing is cleaning up the inbox. Those are the big ones. Sent items, trying to clean up that stuff. Frequently we'll have, I don't know about you, but I think I have about 500 or 600 unread messages, and typically it's because I haven't dealt with them yet, so I'll leave them unread. Sometimes there's
I'm getting worried now.
Sometimes there's large attachments that we receive. There's, probably I have about 4,000 items in my inbox. Don't need that many for sure. Something that's been in there for 6 months, hasn't been used, hasn't been dealt with, probably can be garbaged,
What about, I mean, I see a lot of people that they will delete things, but then it goes to the deleted items bin. What about that? If you delete them, are they gone, not gone?
They're actually not gone. They still take up your quota space and they're still there. So once you're done deleting, in theory, you should empty the recycle bin. We actually have some customers that use the recycle bin as their filing cabinet, and they'll leave stuff there in case they need it in the future, So one of the better habits is definitely the empty deleted items.
Get doing that on a regular basis.
Yeah. So those are the good things. Again, we said sent items. I think that's an important one. Last time I checked, I think I had about 14,000 items in there, and that was really the cleanup that I had done before starting in January 1. So you know how we get 100 emails a day.
Right.
Well, you're also responding to that many. So cleaning up sent items, I think, is critical.
Are you able to, like once you do empty the deleted items, what if I realize that, I emptied something that I actually need now? Can I get that back?
You definitely can, yeah. There's settings on the server. I think typically they're 30 days that you can get stuff back from, and you can modify that as you need.
So that's pretty easy to do if I've made a mistake?
Yeah, well, if you've got a good IT guy, he should be able to set that up for you.
So we can both do that then?
Potentially.
What about things like, I know there's a lot of talk these days about shared mailboxes and the availability of using those. And what are some things you can do with those?
I like a shared mailbox for, multiple people need to have access to this account. So it could be typically the help account, let's say. It could be the info account, sales at. If multiple people need to get access to it, we should create a shared mailbox. It doesn't take away from your licensing as well. Maybe you can talk more about that.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's the great thing is that there's no cost to it really. If any user that has a license for their mail server, they'll be able to access the shared mailbox, and there's no additional charges to be able to do that.
If we do need to save a bunch of items in our inbox and our sent items deleted, whatever it might be, we have a very large mailbox. Is there another way that we can, kind of clean this up a little bit?
Sure, you can set up regular archiving, and you can do that yourself periodically, or it's really much more efficient if the organization takes and says, that you would normally use mail going back for a year or 2 years, and you set it to auto archive. So it removes it from the main mail system, and it would still be accessible, but just not as quickly as your main mailbox.
And it's not taking away from your quota and stuff like that.
No, and it's a great way of being able to manage mailboxes ongoing, because if you don't do that, ultimately your mailbox will just continue to grow. And some people I know get a lot of email. I probably get 150 to 200 emails a day, so that adds up pretty quick.
Brings us to our next sore spot, is the attachments. I know so many customers that are using attachments and sending it to each other internally, and they're, maybe there's some better habits they could have about attachments. Do you have any advice about that?
Yeah, I think like a lot of times attachments get sent in an email, and it really, if you work in the organization, I can just point you to where it is,
the shared folder
on the server. Yeah, I can send you a link to that, as opposed to the attachment, and then that way it's not cluttering up the mail system.
Yeah.
The other thing is, by doing that, it allows you to send very, very large or links to very, very large files, so they're not in the mail system, or if you're sending them to somebody external to your organization, sometimes the file may be too big for their organization to accept, or for yours to send. So if you do that, you'll get a bounce back on it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to go in the mail system. Really what should be sent in email is what absolutely needs to be sent.
Agreed.
And there are lots of better ways to deal with things like large attachments. Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to post your questions below and we'll answer them on a future show.
And also subscribe so you can hear more about business IT topics and some of our bad IT jokes as well. Hope to see you next time.
Thanks.